Hi Aquarians. This is our reading for February 2020. Definitely our reading. King of Fire, first card out. This has already come through for us once, which is why I say definitely. Optimism and innovation. Some of you Aquarians in the month of February have some entrepreneurial interests. You find yourselves maybe starting your own business. I keep dropping all of our cards. Or learning new things about entrepreneurial pursuits of yours that have already been underway, right? Taking a business to the next level, some of you. But certainly we see that type of resourceful spirit, that innovative spirit. And you need that optimistic energy that you're carrying that's coming through. Happy birthday, Aquarians. I truly missed doing a reading for you last month. Of course, I didn't do a reading for any specific sign for the entire month of January. I did the January pick a card. And so that is still up and available for those of you who are catching this before the end of February. I'm not exactly sure when I will actually have it uploaded, so Aquarians, I do want to do a bonus reading for you, like a happy birthday bonus reading, an extra reading. So yeah, we will see what exactly that's going to be about. If you have any ideas, if there's a specific area of interest of yours, if you would like it to be a love reading, you know, about money, career, life purpose, something specific, let me know, because I'm still trying to work that out, or it may just be an extra bonus reading, bonus messages. But in this first general reading here, Aquarians, we have the King of Fire, as I showed you, crossed with the Three of Feathers, the Three of Air. An energy of release, especially in this deck here. Recovery also noted there. So, you know, it seems that you may have this entrepreneurial spirit at this time, this energy, this optimistic energy. And I said you need that. Another reason you need it is because you are going through a healing period. Of course, we're all always healing, but something has happened recently, or a healing, it has reached a new level recently, and it's either you or someone close to you whose energy is affecting you, is very near to you. So I really feel like it's for a lot of you, it feels like it's you that's going through that healing. So you are certainly taking it on as your own if it's not yours. I do think, though, that you are ready to take the next step forward with what you're passionate about, what you're optimistic about, what you're working on. May require a lot of networking, so some socializing, being very persuasive, influential over others. You see this, we have this 3 of fire in your crowning thoughts. So when your ego is quiet, you do know that you are ready for this next step forward. And that this is all a fated event. Well, I see here that this is rooted in a fated opportunity, fated good luck, good fortune. Change and possibilities are noted here. So something that has a fated change in the past that has opened up these present possibilities, I think. And interesting enough, the Queen of Fire is in the recent past here, Aquarians. So a match of sorts for this energy that you are carrying at present is here in the recent past. That may be what you are recovering from. That may be what's being released at this time. You may be carrying energy now from someone who found a match outside of you and them in the recent past. Or you are feeling inspired to heal from other wounds in your past, in your life, and are seeing now that those changes were fated because of someone you've recently met that you feel you're a match for. Now, this may not necessarily be in love and romance. It could be, absolutely. But it could be a partner of any kind. Certainly a business partner, since that's what has been what started coming through already, what has been coming through in this session to begin with. But it could be both for a lot of you. You know, you could be carrying this entrepreneurial energy or spirit just because, like I said, you're feeling social, feeling like you can be could be networking because you're feeling social. I'm sensing a lot of you feeling like you're coming out of your shell, at least around this one energy, this one other energy that seems to match yours, right? So maybe inspired by that energy that you've recently felt some sort of click with. It's certainly awakened a passion within you. Creativity is noted on this card. So again, this could be one or the other or both, that you're carrying that type of social networking energy, but at the same time, sorry, ads. But at the same time, you could also have this romantic click that has happened. But again, it could be a partner of any kind. It could be, you know, it's someone who matches your spirit, your energy, your vibe, maybe your passion, maybe your creativity, right? Your enthusiasm. It's linking up with this innovative, optimistic energy that you're carrying. It is certainly someone who's encouraging you forward, an energy that's encouraging you and inspiring you forward. You have 3 threes in the reading already. On the bottom of the deck is the 3 of water, the 3 of shells. I showed you this 3 of fire. Foresight and exploration are noted there. Playfulness and bliss on the bottom of the deck. This is all about collaboration, taking another step forward. And I think how that accompanies lends itself to your healing here. 333 may be particularly significant to you around this time, Aquarians. It may hold an additional message for you. And then in the future, you have the shadow card, self-empowerment and ambition. This is a Capricorn energy. This is the devil in more traditional decks. We are going to draw a few more cards, actually. Few more cards. So I think what we are looking at, Aquarians, is actually, for a lot of you, facing any sort of unhealthy attachments, maybe even toxicity that you have been letting hold you back up to this point. Yeah. With the shadow card showing it, because it shows up in the upright, and in this deck, when it's upright with that self-empowerment note there, I feel like this is you facing your shadow. This is you, that's not really how I want to say that, facing your shadow. Embracing your shadow. I think it's a natural result of this release and recovery that we were talking about. I think this collaboration or new partnership of any kind, new connection, maybe a resulting celebration, because we saw that 3 of Cups show up as well. I think that not only propels the healing like we were talking about, but also then inspires you, and or in some way, shape, or form gives you an opportunity to truly take a look at and, as I said, embrace, embrace your some shadowy aspects in your life, some things that again are either unhealthy attachments, addictions, something toxic for you that needs to be looked at, needs to be released with this stage of recovery. So yeah, really what we see, this is your advice now, Aquarians. The 8 of Fire energy results, 8 of Acorns in this deck. We see the opportunity to expedite your progress through this connection, that linking up with this energy, or even if not connecting to any great extent with them, at least riding the wave of inspiration that you feel from having met them or connected with them, or just been influenced perhaps by them. Interesting. And the more distant future is represented here by transformation, liberation, transition. Of course, you undergo a major transformation then, right? That's the next domino then that falls. If you're able to embrace your shadows, to truly face them, embrace them, and embrace this opportunity to expedite your progress in healing, then again, a natural result is this transformation, transitioning, feeling freer, with liberation showing up there for us. Do keep in mind with the 8 of Fire showing up as a piece of advice that there may be a need to act quickly, that where you put your energy, you will see results, and maybe you only have a limited time to do so, whether you are aware of that or not. This is a, you know, a message to strike. And I think you should do so quietly, in a sneaky manner. Not, you know, to betray anyone, but just so that you don't wake anyone up as you're creeping through the house, your own house, right? I think there's a need for quiet focus and swift, smooth action that need not draw a lot of attention to itself. I'm getting the message it's okay if others don't understand or know exactly what you're doing with those actions. I do again get the message that for a lot of you Aquarians, it has to do with this message. These messages have to do with your ambitions, with something that you're ambitious about, ambitious toward, in the name of ambitions you have for yourself. This is you elevating yourself through accepting what is not working, not making you happy, not acceptable for you at present, and what you have to do in order to change it. Taking the actions to do so, even when they're not understood, and allowing the transformation to roll out from there. This is the Death card in more traditional decks. It's transformation. So, you know, there will be things, people maybe even left behind here. So while some of you have met someone new or seen a new side of someone that inspires you and propels you forward because you connected with something, you felt there was something in you that matched with something in what you saw in them. Others of you, as I initially said at the very beginning of this, have someone in your past that you felt was a match for you, but they may have linked with someone else. And that's why you find yourself recovering and looking back at them in your past. And why we had all those threes, right? That is who is getting left behind, because we have this, you know, in the center of the reading, and you see how he's staring back at this match. I do think that I do think that whomever you feel was a match for you in your recent past, whether it's someone you're inspired by now or letting go of now, either way, I do think, yes, you're correct that what you saw there was did feel like a connection, because it was a match. These two energies seem meant to cross paths. Like a match, like they definitely have the potential for a divine partnership of sorts, right? There are many different types of divine partnerships, karmic partnerships or divine partnerships, soulmates, twin flames, soul matches, life partners, whatever you may label it, right? Yeah, that potential is there, that match is there. Now, he still seems to be looking back And she still seems to be in hot pursuit of him, honestly, looking at these. That won't be the case for all. But the bottom of the deck, now that we have all of the cards out, is the Awakening card reversed. So I don't think we're going to dig very much deeper into this, but I do think that overall says that there's a message that something is not resurrected here. So if that's the way in which you resonate with the reading, and that's very specific just for those of you who see it like that, you know, that this was some type of a partner from your past, and one or both of you may be interested in a resurrection. I don't see that happening. I do think that all of you might be interested, all of us may be interested in the idea of resurrecting something from our past. And again, I have to say, I see that as blocked in a major way, with this being the bottom of the deck. And I think it's for a reason. The root of the situation is still, you know, the Wheel of Fortune. So I think that's fated. I think that's meant to be. I think it's intentionally blocked. That doesn't mean it will always remain blocked. No, not necessarily. But I do get that message, that energy, that sense here that we are on our way toward energies that match with ours even better, in an emotional way, and in a mental way, emotional way, spiritual sense, all the above. And again, that's part of this release and recovery and healing, is meeting those energies. Like I said, some of you have just met one. Others are more focused on the fact that they're leaving a match behind. But in any case, the healing is here, and the transformation feels inevitable. That this transition, this shedding of one state in order to enter the next, which does mean maybe something akin to shedding a skin. So leaving behind things, people even that you thought might always be a part of your life, a part of the picture. But it's necessary for your healing. And again, don't forget, it may be necessary to act quickly in this. What opportunities do you see to propel yourself forward? I do also think that this is very much all about you, us Aquarians, becoming a lot more comfortable in our skin, and just in our own skin, with a card that often reminds me of just Aquarian energy in general, especially in this deck, you know, especially with the peacock here on the card. But this is also the Judgment card in more traditional decks. I love the label Awakening instead, though. So some of us, with that showing up in reverse, you know, some of us may be resisting this sense of renewal, which is blocking ultimately some level of enlightenment, because we are resisting letting go of whomever we're looking back at in our past here. This feminine, fiery, passionate, bold, inspirational, social, persuasive energy. And for a lot of us, the shadow energy that we're facing is going to have to do with acknowledging the fact that we were meant to be with someone for a time. And that it's not necessarily meant to be resurrected, at least not at this time. But we were meant to be partnered with some energy, linked with some energy for a time, at a certain time, and then to release it. Not necessarily, that's not necessarily all of it for everybody, right? And if you are interested in a personal reading, something that's more specific for you, just scroll down to the description box down below where you can find all the information as always. And I think, Aquarians, we're going to leave it there. We're already over 25 minutes into your reading, so I think that's what we have for your first reading. Happy birthday again for February 2020. And then I do absolutely plan to do a bonus happy birthday reading for you as soon as I get everybody else's February readings out. So do continue to make the most of your season, Aquarians. Don't forget, again, this piece of advice: where you put your energy, you see your results. There maybe need to act quickly here. Act quickly in embracing this transition, this transformation. Whatever specific act that means for you. I do hope that the needed insight, or some of the needed insight, was able to reach you here. And with that, Aquarians, I love you, and I will post another reading for us just as soon as I can. And thank you, as always.